Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Movified. I'm your host, Mark Hershey, owner of Salmon's Transfer, right here in beautiful Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. And it's my pleasure to guide you through the ins and outs of the moving industry, sharing insights, stories, tips and tricks, and throw in some funny jokes to help your business thrive. This episode is special because it's sponsored by our friends and partners at MovingLetters.ai. When I first started working with them, I needed help with my website. I didn't know what was going on and why I wasn't ranking very well. These guys helped optimize my website and also made sure that my website didn't look like trash. Are you stuck in this situation? Well, make sure you give them a call because you're going to be in the right hands with Move for Marketing AI. And if you ever wondered how to do it, you can follow us in any of the links posted, whether it's on YouTube or on social media, and definitely check it out. I'm like, it's funny because when you start talking about this stuff, I go all wild and crazy in my head thinking, okay, like I got about 8 more questions for you, Travis. Listen, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so I've got my Google page. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to build a timeline, right, for someone that is successfully trying to go through. So I hope you appreciate it and I hope it kind of works. And I hope the people that are listening going, shit, Mark, this is actually fantastic. I like this. This is a great process. So now I've done my business, and I go, okay, I have my own personal Facebook page. I probably need a Facebook page, right? That looks, that has the same type of photos or images that are on my website, whatever, right? Like your profile picture, your cover page. And then I probably need an Instagram page as well too, because it just probably goes hand in hand. Yes, no, do I need to? Would you recommend that? Yes?
Yeah. Again, it's where you need to spend your time and focus. A Facebook profile and an Instagram profile takes minutes to set up, and it makes you look good, and you get to interact with different types of people and different realtors. Well worth your time and effort, in my opinion. But don't go creating an Instagram or Facebook profile just because you think it's going to make you rank on Google.
No, and I don't want to say that either. I wouldn't think that's great. I think that is a great plug to, like you said, like it's a great way to try and build followers of real estate agents and and property managers, maybe mortgage brokers, and start following other moving companies and see what they're doing and trying to build like that whole network of profile. But I also would probably highly recommend having a LinkedIn page. Right? Like if you're doing the 1, 2, 3, because there's and then on top of it, if you have staff, they should be also on LinkedIn as well too.
Yeah.
And also be like, I'd have trying to consistency on every page. Like and stop me when I'm trying to say all this stuff to you. Like you're smiling and laughing for people that are just listening. Travis just like smiling, going like, okay, like, are you interviewing me? Or are you just giving me all the stuff? Or because but I want you to
I'm smiling and laughing because you're saying all the things that seem so simple, and it's so true. And I was going to interject and tell you, and oh, by the way, when you create a LinkedIn profile and a Facebook profile and an Instagram profile, and I'm going to throw in about 3 more, a Google business profile, an Apple Maps listing, a Bing Maps listing, a Yelp profile, and let's just finalize it with maybe a Thumbtack and BBB. Okay. That maybe takes you an hour and a half to create. Not only did you just do something that's phenomenal for your business, and you can get your name, address, and phone number all consistent across those, but oh, by the way, you just did some of the most powerful core backlinks for SEO that you could probably ever do. And oh, by the way, you haven't paid a dime yet. You've just been focusing on the needle moving activity. And so I'm laughing, smiling here, being like, this is simple. This is good. This is real good. You guys can do this today.
And let's bring that right down again and say it slower. Which ones are the ones that we should be focusing on? Like you said.
Yeah. So I would even go in this order. I would get a Google business profile page. Okay. Yeah. Start with that. Great. You have that. Go get an Apple business page. Okay. Then a Facebook, then an Instagram, then a LinkedIn. I would then get a Yelp or a then Thumbtack, maybe a BBB if you're feeling real good. And I think those would be the core. And the whole reason for it is Google is a game of popularity, right? So if someone introduced and they're like, hey, I'm moving, and someone's like, hey, you need to use Salmon's Transfer, right? Well, just because of that referral and them saying that, your business in their eyes just got elevated above most other moving companies because you just got that referral. That's what Google's doing. Google's looking at this going, Facebook page, I trust Facebook. Yelp page, I trust Yelp. Apple Maps page, I trust Apple. A Google business profile, I trust myself. And now suddenly you've become more valuable in the eyes of Google. And so if you can create these pages and they don't take long, the 3 things you need to focus on is get your name consistent, address consistent, and your phone number consistent so that they match everything else. You've just created powerful backlinks that Google trusts in these. And oh, by the way, your customers use these profiles in these social platforms as well. That's perfect.
And I want to thank you for this, because I want to touch on this because I had someone come to me the other day, and this was because some of the profiles that were created were before I took over at Salmon's, and I didn't even think twice about it. But this is something where you've said, to keep your name consistent. Well, we're Salmon's Transfer Ltd, where a lot of people go, okay, well, I am XYZ or ABC Moving Company LLC. So when I'm filling out these things on Google or Facebook or anything else, I'm calling myself ABC Moving and Storage LLC. And then on the next profile, I go, oh, we're just ABC Movers. Oh, the next one I'm saying, oh yeah, we're just ABC Movers and Moving and Storage. And there's we're the same company. I'm filling it out, right? But it's not a consistent name across the board for everything that I'm doing. Big no, or does it matter?
It does matter. Yeah. And I would say that's again, you talk about needle moving activity as an owner. And the reason why I listed these is because you pay an SEO company to do this. Let's just start generalized. Most SEO companies are not building these citations. And you go, Travis, why would they not do that? Because it's hard, because you can't just put it into some software aggregator and have it build the citation for you. You have to do it manually. You're like, okay, great, Travis, I've got a good company to do it manually. Let's just say I use Marketing AI or Rotate Digital. They do it. Awesome. Did they verify it? Because guess what? Verification, you have to do personally. And that is a 10-minute task, maybe even less, that now takes weeks on end and coordination for the owner to verify. So what happens? Life happens, things move on, and you don't drop it. So now you've created it, but you haven't verified yet. And so you talk about needle moving activity as a business owner. Those core things are also the ones that you could just do on your own and make sure you own, and it goes so much faster as well. And so you get that name consistent across them all because Google needs to know who you are. Imagine if 5 different people referred your business to one of their friends, or maybe you're in the same group. So 5 different people referred to one friend. Let's actually put it one friend. And all 5 people use different names. You guys need to check out Salmon Ltd. Do you guys need to check out Salmon Transfer? You need to check out Salmon Moving and Storage. They're like, are these different companies or are they the same? Google's asking the same exact question.
Oh, if people had to verbalize our name as well too, you know how many times people say, oh, are you Solomon's?
Yeah.
Salmon's? Solomon. And you're like, oh man, this is brutal.
100%. Even I'm doing it right now.
Oh, I know. Yeah, no. Hey guys, we're a fish company. We're not even moving in storage. Like just
yeah. 100%. And that's just the reality.
Totally. The steps. All right. So we are now, oh man, I'm feeling great as a business owner. I got myself set up. I have my Google page. I see myself on the maps. I got my website that is producing leads. I am, set up on Facebook. I'm set up on Instagram. I'm happy now because, I'm using, Facebook Meta Business, for the back end. So like I'm, able to post on Facebook and Instagram at the same time. I can schedule posts. I have something set up. I got maybe, my girlfriend or like, one of my guys in the office that has a bit of experience that's helping me with these posts. I'm doing well. I haven't jumped the gun yet to be hiring the mover marketing or Rotate Digital because I'm just, getting my business growing and everything else. But somebody starts coming to me and says, dude, you need content, man. Like you need to get out there. Like I see you at these like networking events and everything else, but like you're not writing any kind of blogs. You're not even doing like video posts. I mean, all these guys that I see now, they're constantly in front of the camera, advertising their business. You got guys like Wade that's carrying a buggy, dropping off, moving boxes at their houses. And he's going door to door knocking, and he's videoing this. And people know that, these two college guys are out there killing it. You're not doing anything. Okay, cool, man. No problem. I'll just jump on ChatGPT. I am a business owner and I own a moving company, and write me a creative blog for this. And boom, copy paste. I'm just going to throw up this blog onto my website, and away we go. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to drop 10 blogs because ChatGPT is so fast now, and I can make it do an AI image. And boy, all my movers look like big muscle men. This is fantastic. This is great. I'm pumping out content, but I don't think Google likes this. What should I be doing? What do I need to be worried about, Travis? Because everybody's telling me to go on ChatGPT and pump out content, and this is fantastic. I don't even have to pay somebody to write blogs or even create my images anymore. My trucks look amazing on these, DALL-E and Meta AI, images that they're being created. What am I doing wrong? Or what shouldn't I be doing?
Great question. Here's what you need to be focused on. And at this point, you might want to punch me in the face for saying it again. But as a business owner, focus on creating value. And you start questioning everything you do, from the meetings you run to the processes you have to the routines you have to everything, and go, what is the reason and the value that we are doing this? Take that framework and apply it to this. Why are we creating this blog? What value is this going to be doing for our customers? And so if you have all the money in the world, great, you can pump out and just do whatever, but you don't. You have limited time and you have limited resources. So how do we create the most value for our customer and, oh, by the way, for our website, for Google, for SEO at the same time? And so I would tell that business owner, if they decide that blogging is something they're wanting to start doing, start with the blogs that are going to create the most value. Travis, I don't know how to do that. Yes, you do. You have a call center or your phone, and you probably know 5 to 10 frequently asked questions that you keep getting over and over and over again. Start writing about those, either separate blogs or one page with that, because that now is valuable content. So imagine you get questions on, again, I just moved, so a lot of this is relevant. By the way, didn't know you can't take propane tanks in your truck. Be good for me to know. Most people are not packing 3 weeks beforehand. They're 1.5 weeks and going, I need to pack. So then what happened? I'm packing. I'm like, do we need to pack the stuff in our dresser? And so guess what I did? Called up the moving company. Do we need to pack the stuff in our dresser? So they have all these frequently asked questions. So write this out on a blog or on a frequently asked questions page. Write them well, answer the question. And so now what happens is you can then send that link out, put it on your website. Now you're sending that link out. So now you're answering the question, following up, great customer experience. You may even have it automated, send it out when the job gets booked. So now you're taking down the time that your team has to field this. And now you're getting traffic to your website because you're sending it out. And oh, by the way, the traffic is staying on that page because this is relevant content and it's valuable to them. You're telling them all these questions that they're going to have on the last 4 days before their move. And that right there is a great way to blog and create value all at the same time, and it will help your SEO. So start with that. Don't think that we're basically, our job is to figure out how can we do less better. And so let's stop blogging 10 times a week and blog once a week really well. Insurance. People ask about insurance all the time. Write a blog about insurance. What are the benefits, downsides? What can you sell? Can you not sell? What do you have to legally offer them on the 60 cents per pound or whatever it is now? Write about that and be able to send that to them during the process. That will help you create value. This whole AI thing, people are freaking out about AI. It's like, can I use AI on blogs? And can I do AI? Of course you can. Google came out and said that, as long as it's valuable. And if you become not valuable, you'll lose it all.
It's Blake with Midtown Moving and Storage here. I wanted to take a moment to show off some of these handwritten letters that MovingLetters.ai has done for us. These are absolutely incredible. These are handwritten letters that they made for us with my name, me and my wife. It has a phone number for us on there as well. We have seen some extreme success with these things so far. We only started about 2 weeks ago with them, and they were able to get us already about 10 estimates out. And I think 3 of those have booked with us so far. And they have been just absolutely incredible. And we just booked, I think this morning, a $15,000 job with them. So I highly, highly recommend, if you guys have not tried Moving Letters AI, to give them a call. Matt is incredible. Zach's also incredible. Give them a call. And yeah, man, they're great.
I like that, because I was going to follow up with saying, okay, well, maybe I'm not a great writer and I have these answers, so I just jot them down. Can I take that, toss it into ChatGPT for that answer, and create a valuable content answer for my frequently asked questions or my blog?
Exactly. And then make it personal for you. So if it feels too robotic, tell ChatGPT to make it a little bit more casual, or just edit it yourself. But 100% you can do that. We have websites that are out there for our more smaller packages for our moving companies that is almost purely AI written. But what did we do? We put it through the filter of, does this create value? What do we need to change to create more value? What do we need to do to make this a valuable piece? And it, oh, by the way, and it ranks. Why? Not because it's AI, but it created value. So yeah, if you know the answers, but you're like, I'm not a good writer, leverage ChatGPT. Perfect. That's the whole point.
And we try and really simplify it for a lot of our customers too. So we always make sure that we go, and please write this as if you're talking to a 5-year-old. Oh, no, I'm joking. It's not that bad. It's not that bad.
It's so true though. I brought in a marketer a while ago, and I was showing them my emails that I used to send for marketing emails, and they were so big. They literally had the worst grammar. They sounded like a 5-year-old was writing it. And I was like, these worked really well. They're like, oh, it's so bad. We can do so much better. And then they wrote these emails that were like way too fancy, and they didn't work. And then I come in and write some god-awful email, but I spoke to the heart and created value, and it's like, it worked. So right. 100%.
So I like that now. I figured out how I can create some really valuable content for my website, for my blogs. Also, I love the idea of taking some of that stuff, making sure that I'm sending it once you've confirmed the move and the job is booked. Boom, you should be sending these kind of things out. Make it easy for the customer. Like we've talked about since the beginning, brand is key. Keeping it simple, right? They always say, like the KISS, right? Keep it simple, stupid motto for your business and how you do your systems, but and how you're doing your branding throughout your website, but also for our customers. If we keep it simple for them, they're not going to be asking and phoning you and taking up your time going, oh, can I leave this stuff in the dresser? What's your insurance like? I have a barbecue. Can my propane tanks come? The other common questions too is, how can I, can I take my chemicals along, and how do I box this up, when I'm packing my items up? So, that's key. I've done that. Videos. It's 2024. Right. And I want to kind of wrap this up to the final stage where I've done all of these things for my business. And we know that videos are key. Should I have a YouTube channel? B, should I just be constantly creating reels, for my Instagram? And is that beneficial at all to get my content out there? What is something that you can suggest for business owners to say, okay, like this is key for 2024 that you should be doing, because this is just going to help you and your website stay on top of the game. Go.
Okay. The things that I'm going to identify here are things that I'm putting through my filter of how do we leverage videos and create the most value with them and make these videos valuable. So that's how I'm answering this question, is by identifying where I find that most useful. Because then we can get away from the, do I need a YouTube, or do I need to do this, or should I do this? It's like, okay, well, let's filter it through that. You create the videos. The easiest, in my opinion, it depends on what you're trying to do, but I'm always focused on the customer, and I'm working better and better personally in my business to be more focused on the customer. I'm meeting somebody next week that had a horrible experience with us, and they're no longer a client. Well, why am I meeting them? Because I want to focus on the customer. What went wrong? How can we improve? Right. So same thing in your business today. Sit here and go, well, how can I use video and leverage it. So I think one of the best things you can do is have an intro video on your website, some kind of video that just says, hi, here's who we are. Here's how we set apart. Here's the action I want you to take. It becomes personable. It becomes real. It feels like I'm now dealing with a business, like a real person. I love that. The second thing is a thank you page. When someone submits a form, a thank you video. Don't make it long and complicated. Just even if it's a selfie reel or a selfie video. Hey, thanks so much. Our team should be reaching out in the next 20 minutes or an hour. I really appreciate it. Here's some of the things to check out. Here's what makes us different. Looking forward to serve you, right? Now you're creating an exceptional customer experience, leveraging videos. And that's a great place to start. So now you have your frequently asked questions. You may have all written down on a blog, and now you have a 3-minute video that answers them as quickly and efficiently as possible. Now you're creating a lot more value. You can send out that video. And then you can go, should I get a YouTube? Sure. Put these on YouTube. Why not? Host them there. But again, now we're getting away from, do I need a YouTube, to how do I leverage this video to create value? So those are customer experiences where I would start I would start very much so with how can we create a better customer experience? Leveraging videos. Homepage of your website, introduction, thank you page video, and then your frequently asked questions videos. Those I think are the best places to start. And then you could maybe do a fourth one, is in, if you're using Smart Moving or Super Moving, whoever you're using, in that kind of sequence of emails that goes out, a video that says, hey, thanks so much. Here's what you just completed. Here's what's coming next. Here's what to expect. Boom. And now instead of reading a long email, it's a quick 30-second video.
Should these videos be links that are already on our website page? Because that's going to help us with ranking. Because let's say someone isn't using Smart Moving or Super Move and is just sending off like an email, like, hey, I'm just sending off an email. You don't want to be attaching some video and going, here you go, right? So what should someone do? Because to me, I would think that these videos should be somewhere, maybe it's just like a separate page or a separate, have like an intro page on your website, because that video could also help with your ranking possibly, or like on a Google search. What should someone do in that situation where they're like, okay, so I've made these videos. Like, am I texting these videos to the customer? Like, what's the easiest way to now upload these videos so that it's accessible for my salespeople all the time?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. Number one, I think YouTube is a great place to store them, because then you can just have links. So you can have a one-page link. You could store them in YouTube, have a Google Doc, has question or what this video is about and a link to it, so that it's always up with the sales or customer service person, so they can always send them out very quickly and very easily. Now, when you talk about like keep them on your website, obviously the ones in the key places will be hosted on your website. And I'd say you have two options. You can either send, like if you're going to send the video on text, you can just send the link, because most people have, say, iPhones or Androids. They click on the link and they watch it. That's easy peasy. You could also just have like a page on your website. But again, where it's really being hosted, it needs to be hosted probably with YouTube or Wistia. And so I think YouTube's probably the best place to host them. I would not be concerned about SEO value. In fact, I may be martyred for this, but I'd say it probably has way less impact than you think on SEO than what is fun for SEO people to talk about. To sit here and say it has no SEO value would be wrong, because everything we do has SEO value when it comes to online stuff. But is it impactful things? I would argue no.
Most of the time, the people that I have on the show, we talk about horrible moving experiences. But as you just talked about, of having like a bad customer experience, I want to know, you can share that too, but like, what is some of your craziest requests or issues that you've had with moving companies where you're like, please, like, I don't even want you as a client anymore because this is just horrible? And what are some of the customers that you love to have, that come to you going, okay, cool, like I'd love to work together with you?
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to start with the first one, the craziest moving experience. And I don't have the craziest, because I've used people I know and I've had great experiences, but I do want to share an experience that I think would be helpful for the listeners to go be thinking about this. This moving company, we were moving. It was a real move. They came to our door and the guy was like, hi, I'm from XYZ moving company. And it was very kind of timid, kind of like, I'm going to walk in, where's your stuff? I'm going to walk around and I'll give you some paperwork after. And I was like, okay. Right. And it didn't start well. It didn't feel like he was confident. It didn't feel like he knew where he was going and he was bringing us along. And so I called the owner because I know them. I was like, hey, here's my experience. I think what should happen, and that would be better from my customer experience side of things, is, hey, Travis, my name is John. I'm from, XYZ Moving Company. Really looking forward to serve you today. I know it's a stressful day. I've got John, Jim, and Jill. They're all behind me. You're gonna see them in and out. I'll be your head guy. Talk to me if you have any questions. They're all happy to answer questions, but I'm here to help coordinate this whole day to make it go smooth. Here's what's going to happen. I just want to come in. I'd love for you to follow me. I want to take an assessment of everything going on, kind of make sure we understand what furniture's where, and I'd love for you to follow me with that. Afterwards, we're going to then sign some documents, and that's when the time starts where you actually get charged. Then we're going to be moving in and out, happy to help, and you can kind of point, or you can just ask me questions. What's going to happen is about lunchtime, we're going to take a break, 30-minute break, hour break, whatever. You are not charged for this break. I just want you to know. So you'll see some guys leave, but you're not going to be charged for that break. We're going to come back. We'll start the timer again, and then we're going to be doing XYZ, and then this is how the day is going to finish. Because that now feels like he's confident. I know where we're going. I know what to expect. I feel good. And oh, by the way, I am in the moving industry. Maybe I'm not an owner. I'm in it. And I was like, am I getting charged for this break? When does this break start? I see a guy smoking a cigarette over here. Did it already start? But by setting the stage and going, here's what's going to happen, I would have been like, wow, cool, perfect. Most of this is answered. But instead it was kind of like, and I was like, well, do you need me? Okay, you need me. Okay, does the time start now? Because you were 5 minutes late. Did that start 5 minutes ago and now I'm paying for you to be late? It cleans up so much and it creates a great customer experience. I didn't have that. So that was my horrible moving experience. So I think it's helpful to hear, because I think if you're not thinking about that, that's something important to think about.
Yeah, it's also about communicating too, right? I mean, if you're not communicating, you're just walking around. I mean, there's so many guys that, just turn around and they start doing something. And as the customer, you're like, oh my God, what's happening right now? And if they just communicate, being like, okay, yeah, we're going to go and dismantle this, or this is what's going to happen. And a lot of times what happens is that break time, right? With the trucks loaded, and most of the guys go, okay, truck's loaded, we're going to stop and go grab a drink or anything else. And then you get that phone call from the customer at the office going, look, I left 5 minutes after your guys left. I'm here at my new house. Your guys aren't here. It's been 10 minutes. What's happening? You phone up the crew and they're like, oh yeah, we stopped to get a drink and a quick sandwich, everything else, and nothing was communicated to the customer. Right. So yeah, you're right. And I think right from the get-go, when you're given that breakdown and explain to the customer, this is the scenario, this is what's going to happen today, there's a sense of ease, what's going on, the guys feel good, everybody feels good, and away you go. Worst client experience. I didn't want to hear about your moving experience. I want to know about some bad client of yours at Rotate Digital that you're like, oh my gosh, shoot me now. Why did we take this guy on? Come on.
I've more than...
We've already blasted XYZ Moving Company.
Yeah,
so if you guys are listening, XYZ, you guys are out.
Yeah. If you're XYZ, so... okay. So one bad experience, one of many, we had a client that was really excited to work with us. The moment they started working with us, they were nasty. They were the typical keyboard warriors. They would get on a Zoom call with us, be happy as a jaybird, and then they would get done and they would send nasty emails and they would belittle people on our company. And it was so bad. But also what was really funny is this company it was very narcissistic. Even on their website, it was all about the owner and had weird different things going on their website. It was this is so weird. And so it actually came to a point where they were saying some nasty stuff to us, and I had to step in and go, do not talk to our team like that. You may not like us. That's fine. You're in a contract. I'm happy to sign a paper that says you are done with the contract, but do not talk to my team like that. So that was probably one of the more nastier experiences. We've been cussed out a couple times, especially on sales calls. But that's probably the more nastier, just the keyboard warriors. Trying to think. I wish I had that. I wish I had that question beforehand, because I feel like I've got some good
a lineup. You're like, all right, okay. Who do you want to talk about first? What is? And I'll take that ease off you, because I'll finish with this one. When someone calls Rotate Digital, what is your typical? And you're going to hate this question too, but what is the typical price point for someone to kind of go in and go, okay, I'm being taken care of. and I'm happy with this. Like, what should people have as an expectation going like, look, don't go with the guy that's telling you for $300 a month, they're going to get you on page one, da, 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 da. But also, we don't expect to be paying $10,000 a month because we wouldn't do that to you. We want to help you get to XYZ. Like, what is like usually like a nice comfortable number that you say, look, here's your starting point. This is what we can get you going and help you. And we wouldn't want to exceed this because we have different values or standards in place that we just don't want to rob you. Maybe you do. That's why you get to fly a plane. Oh, sorry. I'm joking. But yeah. But like, what would you say in that scenario?
Yeah. So I'm gonna all answer that. I'm gonna come full circle in this. Okay. The first part is, if you're talking to SEO companies and they are not sharing with you their hesitations or their concerns, or almost trying to educate in a sense, because it's so confusing, sometimes that is a warning of like, hey, they're just here to try to sell you and they don't care about that clarity of what's going on. And so you've got to really tread carefully with that, because there's not really one client where it's like, hey, here's some things you need to know. Here's where it could go wrong. The second thing I want people to listen to is ask the clients, how does the SEO company track winning? We track every single person. We have an internal metric that we're happy to share. Here's our minimum standards of growth that we're looking for on a SERPs and on a Google Business Profile. And we track every single client. And to this day, every day, I can tell you exactly how many clients are winning, how many clients are losing, and how many are disqualified because of the metric. And right now it's 81%. Now, people might go, 81%, that sounds so bad. I bet you your SEO company is not tracking that, or they're making it up. But I can now tell you confidently, 8 out of 10 times you'll win with Rotate Digital as of now, right? And that, I think, is a very important number to know, because we care so much about winning. So coming full circle, you go, what is a good starting point? I would say most agencies, $1,000 a month is probably the lower end starting point. If you're spending less than that, either the company's making no money, doubtful, SEO companies suck, including me, I get it, right? I get that, right? Less than that, if they're trying to make any kind of money, you're just not getting any deliverables that are worthwhile. So I would say $1,000 a month is like your beginning starting point. And I would say anything less than that, you need to tread unbelievably careful for. So our minimum starting point is $1,500 a month. And we go up to, like $10,000 a month, let's say. But $1,500 a month is like our minimum. It used to be $1,000. But even us, we got good results, but they weren't good enough. And we wanted to make more value. And so we upped it to $1,500.
I like that. I think that's always a good price point. And thank you for sharing that too, as well.
Yeah.
To look out for. I'm going to wrap this up. I think we could probably talk for another hour. I think, when we look at, did you have fun? I think this was fun, right? We went through a nice little fun process. I told you in the beginning, before we even started this, I said, Travis, I didn't even come with questions. I'm just going to hit you with all kinds of things that most business owners like myself kind of want the questions to, because we really struggle a lot with the endless emails and the phone calls all the time. I had this guy come into my office a couple weeks ago with 2 pages of documents saying, I've analyzed your website and I've run this scan and this is where you're failing and this is what we can do. And you're just like, and a lot of times, if I didn't have any kind of background web design fields or any understanding on this, a lot of times we kind of get wrapped into it. We're like, okay, like this must make sense. And here you go. And then a lot of times you stop dealing with them and you were like, page 50 again, within seconds. And you just go, what the hell did I just spend? And what did I do? So, if you're taking away anything from this podcast today, is we've helped you guide through a lot of beginner steps to kind of get you set up. But at the end of the day, reach out to guys like Travis at Rotate Digital or Nick and Marcus that have the Mover Marketing AI. And, you have 2 fantastic companies to work with to help build your SEO brand, to help, optimize your websites. And also, both companies have a wealth of knowledge. And I know for both guys, you know, speaking with Travis, speaking with Nick and Marcus, these guys are always available for a phone call. And I don't want to press it on there because I feel like they're going to get hounded with phone calls all the time. But if you're in the moving space, definitely reach out to these guys to at least go, hey, I need help on my website. Where do I go? And they can get you in the right direction. And at least I'm not trying to promote one company. I'm trying to promote both you guys because I always feel like a second opinion is always valid and it's worthwhile to kind of go, okay, like, let me just see how the other guy's doing and see, right? I mean, it's just like going to the gym. I'm not going to go to the gym and just handpick one trainer to train me. I'm going to go test 2 or 3 in a short period of time because I want to find one that's going to work well with me. Just because that one SEO company might be fantastic, I might not mesh well with those guys, right? Like, just like the guy you're saying, like, I'm not going to sit in a Zoom meeting and be all pretty faced and then be like, shit, I'm just going to trash talk these guys because they didn't do what I wanted. Yep. I should be then finding somebody else that's going to work and have that end result that's going to work well for my business.
Yep. And if I could say one thing on that is, if you're sitting here and you're going, well, first, I hope if you're listening to this, that this was valuable, and tell Mark it was valuable. Tell me. That's great feedback for both of us.
Yes.
It's really helpful to know what is valuable for you. But staying with that idea of value creation and creating value is, when you are starting to look for an SEO company or you're with an SEO company, the best way to save you a ton of money is to understand what winning looks like very clearly and make sure it's very clearly communicated between both people. Because either A, that company will help you achieve that goal, or B, they won't. And if they don't achieve that goal, you know, great. Hey, thank you so much for trying. I'm going to another company because you couldn't achieve what I wanted to win with, okay? And if they are doing a good job and they are hitting what is winning looking like for you, then you can move that needle up and go, let's try to push a little bit more. Let's take this green, bring it to yellow, and let's see what this company can do. And let's just say you're working with another SEO company. It's my job as my company to come in, not sell you a dream, not scare you like everything's falling out, but go, hey, here's where we believe we can add more value. And you get to identify, is that good for me? Is that a win for me? It's not? Great. Don't talk to us anymore. Like, talk to us in 6 months. Or maybe you go, yeah, I've been needing that, and I feel like I haven't been able to get that. And so then you're not figuring out like who's the best. You're going, we're vendors. Who can get me what I need and for the best price point to match my personality and my company? You have to leverage us as vendors and do so appropriately. Be nice, but that's our job. Your job is to leverage us so we can help make you more money, make you more value. That's it.
Beauty. I love it. Cool, man. That's great. Thanks for being on Movified. This has been great. For all those that are listening, check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We are all over the map when it comes to finding us online. You just have to search Movified Podcast and away you go. You'll find us right away. And you'll find us also on social media. So Travis, thank you so much. Rotate Digital, check them out. You know, these guys were pioneers in helping moving companies be optimized and be number one on Google, and especially for Google Maps now. Travis was at the Moving Titan retreat recently talking about how to, really optimize your Google Maps. If you didn't check them out, hopefully it's going to be back speaking again this October 2024 on the next retreat as well too. But yeah, shoot these guys an email if you just want to learn some more. And thank you so much. Until next time.
Cheers, guys. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Mark Hershey with Salmon's Moving and Storage. Today, I want to talk about Tighten Up training. Why? Because this is Netflix grade quality training. It's not those old videos and VHSs that you got hiding in your office somewhere. It's online, it's easy to use, they're short videos, but they get to the point. My new employees, these guys run through these training programs, there's tests at the end, and they're coming out going, oh, I'm ready to rock. So if you haven't checked out Tighten Up training yet, get a demo done, get on board. Guess what else is there? Online portals for my sales staff. Can you believe it? These guys can learn how to overcome objections and book more leads today. So what are you waiting for? Go check out Tighten Up training today.